Hey, Jason. Oh, you watching Batwheels. Oh, what is that noise? Oh, is that a... Oh, my God. Oh, God. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I guess he found his porpoise in life. On this episode of DC On Screen, we have a lot about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, as the marketing for that movie has taken off. We'll also be talking about a couple of other things, like the Sandman Blu-ray, or the Kite Man trailer, but mostly Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Right after these words from our mystery sponsors.
Are you struggling to conceive? You have options, and at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group, we'll make sure you have the guidance and support you need. PREG is known for individualized fertility care that's unique to every patient. We take the time to provide a reassuring and empowering experience because we believe that you deserve nothing less. Let us help you on your journey to parenthood. Visit us at pregonline.com to learn more. Get the guidance and support you need at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group.
Welcome into DC On Screen, the podcast bringing you news and reviews of the DC multiverse on film and television since 2015. I'm David C. Robertson. This is Jason Goss.
Hello.
and we're here, man.
I have long hair, and I've been in prison for several years now.
Have you?
Slightly emaciated.
Yeah, I just saw you like a few days ago. You seemed not like that.
More facial hair than normal.
Yeah,
but I can still will to Trident if you hand it to me.
Yeah, well, you know, if you're imprisoned in like the driest place on Earth with no water, and you're an Atlantean, you're bound to get a bit emaciated.
Of a headache? A bit of a headache, I assume?
Among other things.
That has to just feel like a hangover, right? Like the hangover that never ends. The worst one that you've ever had. That one from like sophomore year.
This last week has been in like the 80s, like the high 80s here, mid to high 80s. One day it got up to like 91.
I mean, for us right now, that was an act of kindness.
Yeah, I know, but I'm so out of shape. I took a swig of water, got out of my car, and walked up to like I don't know, 20 feet to the Ollies, and I was already like feeling that. I had the headache. I was like, my mouth was dry. I was like, I'm starting to see like mirages and shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know how poor Orm feels, but you know what?
I saw a burger in the distance. That's McDonald's. Well, what pray was the taco? The Taco Bell, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I like walked into the Ollies and immediately went to the bathroom and just pissed snot.
Yeah.
You know, just I'm dehydrated.
What was this illusion of free water just sitting on the side of the building? That is a spigot. They use it to get water.
Uh-huh.
Goes by many names. Hydrant, hose in colloquial form.
Uh-huh. It goes by many names. Hydrant. It sounds like a Flash villain.
That actually would be a fun Firestorm villain, actually. Hydrant. Now, I'll put you out, motherfucker.
It's like the Human Torch floating around. My arch nemesis, Hydrant. Not this Johnny Storm villain. Shit. This old like 40s Human Torch, like the android.
Yeah, actually would be fun. I'm gonna create a new villain just to team up and fight.
Yeah,
Scorch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, I like it, man.
I've teamed up now with Extinguisher.
Yeah. Damn it. Hydrant and Spigot have teamed up. Wait, they're just puppets at the hands of the Extinguisher.
What if we had a man who controlled water? Wait. Think I have an idea.
Hydro Man as voiced by H. John Benjamin?
Yeah, of course.
Like, he's just over in the corner, like, watching all the, like, Spigot and Hydrant teaming up and then finding out that the Extinguisher had put them up to it, and he's just, like, over in the corner just going, oh, my God.
That would be fun.
Just looking at his phone. Nobody even called me.
What if there was a guy just named Water Dude who was a surfer? He spent his entire life just surfing, not wanting to fuck with anything. And occasionally, on like Thanos level bullshit, he just comes by, pops the motherfucker on the back of the neck with it, puts him down for a second, and sails off into the distance with like a quick little like cowabunga symbol that the surfer dudes kind of do kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not one frame, not a piece of dialogue. He just Deus Ex Machinas that motherfucker. Back of the head. Like, water dude, I guess. Okay. Well, we're out of this one. Well, that was going to be hairy.
I want to see the
Somewhere
scene.
an editor is crying right now.
I want to see the
That sounds
scene.
awful as storytelling goes.
It does. But mine won't sound better. I want to see the scene where Hydra Man confronts Extinguisher, Spigot, and Hydrant about why they wouldn't let him in on the group. And they're like, we know what happened between you and Mr. Freeze last winter. And he goes, oh my God, he made me hard. I couldn't help it.
I offered to see if he could help you. That's actually where the issue was. We didn't care about you two. We care that you got all weird about it and invited us in. That was a little awkward for us. And we tried to ask you to stop, but you just didn't.
Uh-huh.
At some point we decided we just maybe needed to tell you to, be on ice, so to speak.
Hydrant, Spigot, I wrapped you in plastic bags for your own good.
Yes, we didn't appreciate it.
It's called winterizing.
Yes, and you stole that from Winterizer, who you accidentally killed.
I mean,
wrong place, wrong time. What do you want me to tell you?
All right, we need to actually get to the show, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably good.
Good God.
Get some fresh water.
Like 6-7 minutes of this weird shit.
Bullshit. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
La 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 la. That's what you tuned in for, whether you knew it or not. Blue Beetle. This is probably the last time I'll actually talk about the box office for Blue Beetle, but they're worldwide.
It did way better than I thought on legs, but I think that's probably going to be it still, right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they might make a little bit more. I don't really know if they're still around, but 114,792,500. That's worldwide. That's not terrible. Like, it's not good.
It's not good, but it's way better than some projections. Like double, God, some really negative, triple the projections.
Yeah. And again, they made this movie on $104 million.
Yeah.
So not good, but this will not account for what it makes in Blu-ray, 4K, streaming, video on demand, which, remember on video on demand, it was like number one.
Yeah.
Like it was rented for $20, like heavily.
Yeah.
Like, or bought for $20 heavily. So I think,
I mean, the streaming is where my money is going to go. I don't have a lot of physical media anymore. I think I've said that many times.
yeah.
It's a space issue. I get it.
I love physical media.
I know it's very pretty. I have a little bit of it, but it's a space issue largely. So,
Oh yeah, it do be that. Yes,
it do be that.
It do be that.
Whole walls. I mean, when we lived together, you had about a 4x8 section in the living room that was just the DVDs.
It's doubled, and I'm out of room.
I know. It's doubled, and I regret some decisions.
I don't regret any decisions, actually.
Yeah, that's a fair edit. Yeah, I'm certain you don't.
I've moved into the phase where I have like purchased like DVD cases because there are sets that I find aesthetically displeasing. Like, I love the show, but I hate the sets, like Curb Your Enthusiasm. The sets are awful.
The sleeves are bullshit.
The sleeves are absolute horseshit. They're terrible. They're not functional at all. Yeah, and there's like 2 discs for like your standard size or a little bigger. Yeah, I'm going to design my own cover and just knock that down to 3 slim volumes out of 9.
Well played.
That I've got so far. Like, I'm done with that shit. The Batman the Animated Series all the way through the Justice League, those sets look like absolute shit, and I have taken care of those. They are.
I've solved it. Asked no more questions. And
condensed
no one
as
sent me
hell.
any cease and desists.
They are condensed as hell. I put together my own art. We're done.
Yeah, I mean, you had toyed with that when we were living together too. I've seen some of those byproducts, and they were really good looking.
Yeah, I mean, some of them look like shit, but they still look better than what I replaced them with. So.
Shit compared to how you feel about your earlier work now, but yeah, they look good.
Yeah, I'm just, but yeah, I'm a weirdo. Anyway.
But good job.
Thank you. I love physical media though.
I like it in theory, but practically it doesn't work for me. Like Blue Beetle though, definitely going to be in that like digital pocket, ready to watch at any given time. They're going to get my money.
Yeah, they will get someone's money for me. Like I'm putting that 4K on the wish list and moving on with my day. I'm not spending my money on it.
That really would be a good 4K. The graphics were way better than anyone was expecting.
Yeah, they were great. Aquaman 2,
Uh-huh.
otherwise known as Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. They released a trailer, finally.
Called Aquaman
Finally.
and the Lost Trailer.
Aquaman and the Missing trailer.
Yeah. Aquaman and the When Are We Doing This?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you think, man? I have a feeling you're going to have more of an actual reaction to this trailer than I did.
Oh, yeah. Looks dope as shit.
Yeah. It looks like an Aquaman movie.
Oh, I mean, completely just looks like another Aquaman movie. Like, if this was something we saw every 2.5 years, this would just look like another one. I'd be like, oh, man, that looks fun. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, I would treat it like it was Wick, or some people do Fast and Furious kind of franchise thing. Like with John Wick, for instance, every time I saw 3 and 4 were the only ones I was really watching any trailer for. But some movies, yeah, you just see it and you think, yeah, I mean, cool. Next installment sounds good. Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that reaction, though. Like, yeah, if you're going to enjoy yourself, you're going to enjoy yourself. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look bad to me as far as like special effects or anything. It looks like a lot of the same as Aquaman, which was not really my kind of thing. And I'm never a big fan of, running around with a MacGuffin and having like a crazy adventure. But the idea I like the idea of him teaming up with
Ocean Master.
Wow. Ocean Master, Orm.
Yeah.
Namor.
DC Namor. Yeah, gotcha.
It's
Which is also
it
bad.
is.
It's kind of not, but yeah,
It is.
like it's a combination of Namor's like it's you have to combine a few elements from a few anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a bunch of nerds here. We all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Orm, him teaming up with Orm. It reminds me of that Brave and the Bold episode.
Yeah.
Where he teams up with Orm.
Yeah.
And
I'm looking forward to that.
that was a lot of fun. And maybe this will be too.
I mean, they look like they were encouraging each other at times. I think it'll be a good like bro comedy kind of thing in that sense.
Yeah.
Like it'll drive the film a little bit, and we'll get to see their relationship develop. Which at some point you have Orm saying like he means to end the bloodline. Like,
Yeah, and we just saw that Aquaman in this trailer has a baby. So, and like they actually Black Manta killed Aqua Baby
yeah,
in the comics.
Yeah.
So like, I think that's going to be a red herring. I don't think he's going to actually manage to get that done, but I do think.
I mean, for GA,
Temuera
that's
Morrison
Morrison
is
too deep
gone.
a cut to like worry about it. But they'll probably make you worry about it within the film.
I do think his dad is dead. I think he's going to die.
Hmm.
We literally saw Black Manta standing in the ruins and flames of the lighthouse in the house. Like that's real shit.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, I could see that. I could definitely see that. I mean, a line that cracked me up, by the way, is I think Black Manta says like I'm gonna. How does he put that? Burn his kingdom to ash.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be like, his kingdom's the water.
Well,
You must know that. You spend a lot of time in the water.
His earthly kingdom.
I know. And they do. And like some of this does make me laugh, dude. Like the first few seconds of this commercial, especially when he's like holding his kid, felt like that fucking Levi's commercial that he released years ago.
It did.
It was colored
really
like
did.
that. There was like the burnt edging on the side. I don't know how to describe that, but you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
Whatever that filter is.
Yeah. There's like a radial gradient on it. Yeah.
Like parts of that cracked me up, yes, and it's always going to be like, yeah, there's going to be something for anything, but dude, looks like a lot of fun. I mean, even the graphics, like I've paused it a couple times and just looked at the framing. Oh god, it looks gorgeous, dude.
I think it looks better than the first Aquaman.
Probably.
As far as the graphics.
They've had time. It'll be gorgeous. I mean, I
was looking at this and going like, okay, well now I know what the VFX artists were working on this last like 2 years that DC and Marvel have had shit graphics.
Yeah. I've joked about this before that like, yeah, one of the reasons Aquaman won $1 billion is people saw it and told their stoner friends, hey, get high and watch this with me. It's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to do it.
Yeah.
It's going to do the same thing.
Maybe. We'll see.
Looks so pretty.
It does. It does look pretty.
I for once think it has a real chance to hit some numbers now that I've seen proof of concept here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know, man, you were very down on like this was probably just going to be the whimper of the early DC, but
It still might be, man.
it still
Who
might
knows?
be for sure.
It still might be. I don't know.
But the trailer's getting good response and it looks good.
It does. It looks good. It looks. It's like this weird objective thing where I'm like, that is not for me. That looks like something a lot of people will enjoy.
I get it. And with a lot of Aquaman comics, I'm kind of, I mean, like I wouldn't typically subscribe to like the Aquaman line.
You're right.
But it's more like for me when he's with the rest of the team and I see the dynamics that I'm excited. But this one does have kind of that aspect.
And I am genuinely interested in seeing what they do with Necros because Pilu Abhishek is a really good actor. And I didn't watch Game of Thrones, but I've seen a lot of clips of him when he was like announced. And I've seen clips. I'm like, dude, he's actually he's really good. Like he's going to be
Menacing.
He's going to be really big one day if he plays his cards right.
Yeah.
But we already know that we like Abdul Mateen.
Oh yeah. Oh, Gunn absolutely kill it.
Yeah. Abdul. I can't remember exactly how that goes, but
top of my head, no. But yeah, he's gonna absolutely kill that role again.
Mm-hmm. And we barely saw Amber Heard.
Oh, that cracked me up. There's a glance, just a glance. And did
And she was like in a prison.
In a prison. Okay.
Yeah,
so you saw the same metaphor that I thought I saw. Okay.
Yeah. It was like the prison of public opinion won't let her into this movie.
That's what I thought too.
She's punching the glass, but she shit the bed. Literally.
Could not put that better if I had time, man. Like, yeah. That's how that came across to me. Absolutely.
I'd like to take this opportunity to say that I am not taking sides. They're both trash people, and I could do with never seeing them in a film again.
It's not that. It's that.
Oh, it is that for me. They're trash people.
It's that even if all that kerfuffle was just a media cycle, it is what it is. Like, that's how people work. We're all going to need some time.
Yeah.
And like whatever it is they did with the reshoots or the re-edits and all that. I know they decimated her role in this movie. And for the moment, let's see.
She says they did.
I know. But I can kind of see in the trailer, compare it to the first one you saw where she was that important. Or where she spent 40% of the screen, or feels like 40% of the time on screen in that first movie.
Well, we will talk about that. I guess we can talk about that now. I'll scroll down a minute because I was going to talk about that for a second.
Go for it.
In Entertainment Weekly, James Wan was talking about Mera. He says, I always pitched this to everyone from the get-go. The first Aquaman was Arthur and Mera's journey. The second movie was always going to be Arthur and Orm. So the first was a romance action adventure movie. The second one is a bromance action adventure movie. We'll leave it at that.
To be fair, historically, there's nothing anachronistic in what he said.
They did ask about her comments because she said that she had a series of things to do. By the way, I'm pretty sure nothing she said negated what he just said. But she said she had a series of things to do, a series of action sequences with someone, and then she had already gotten a script, and then she got another script, and a bunch of that was taken out. Now, I mean, it could have just been, well, look, we need to cut down the budget before,
easily. Yeah.
While we're cutting things, how about we cut out a bunch of this superfluous action shit that we have with Mera, since Amber Heard is kind of a walking dumpster fire right now in the eyes of the public.
Yeah. What if we don't spend $110,000 a day on just getting these extra pickup shots and call it on that? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think they filmed a bunch of shit and then, because even she didn't say that. She just said, hey, I had a bunch of stuff in the script and now it was gone suddenly.
Okay.
Yeah, because everyone is now thinking about you doo-dooing in a bed.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's what happens.
Yeah.
When you air your dirty laundry, all of yous.
And
Johnny Depp doesn't get to play Jack Sparrow anymore, and you barely get to play Mera.
Oh, and whatever that was in Fantastic Beasts.
Oh, yeah, he lost that too, didn't he?
Yeah. He's pretty mad about Disney right now. I don't know. I don't give a half a fuck about most of their adventures. It's a couple I will never meet
Adventures.
or care about in any real way. on a human level. In the meantime, I get the optics entirely of just kind of just low key in that. So the punching the prison wall made me laugh. Although it may not be a prison wall, it just maybe, she's probably like trying to escape some event where something's happening inside. It came across that way because it's funny. May not be that kind of scene at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're not saying it is a thing. It is a prison. Who knows? Not me.
I have no fucking clue. I'm happy to just sort of leave the entire conversation on ice for a little while until things settle down and we maybe know a little bit more about...
You won't put me in the cooler.
Yeah. Yeah. I can try.
All right. James Wan, again, talking to Entertainment Weekly, was asked about what the truth of, or how much truth there was in those cameo rumors of Ben Affleck's Batman or Michael Keaton's Batman.
That's and James Wan, he's not in this trailer.
Yeah, no. James Wan said, the tricky thing early on was not knowing whether Aquaman would come out first or come out after The Flash. So we just had to be prepared. At the end of the day, the best thing I could say about this movie is that it is not connected in any way to any of those films. That is the bottom line. And when asked if Batman shows up, he says, that is a no comment right now. You're going to have to wait for the movie to come out. We've had a lot of people who have, I've seen a lot of people.
He would have just tried to pare that down, I feel like.
I would think, but there have been people. There have been people in test screenings who are like, no, Batman is even in this movie. Okay, but that might not be forever. Like, there might be a Batman, and it is not either of them.
Yeah.
We don't know. We have no idea.
I mean, we have all these shots of Momoa and Affleck on set, like, moving around, so it's either that...
a scene was shot.
Yeah, like, it's either it was cut, like, period, it was cut, or... it exists.
It's somewhere.
Yes or no reality here.
It's not going to be. I don't think it'll be in the movie, personally.
I don't know. I mean, it would make a little bit of sense just because. Yeah, why not? Like, you can kind of get away. Like, James is not wrong. This does not have that much to do with the reality of the rest of the Justice League shit.
Yeah,
it was a tale in itself, like a pocket universe almost, but not quite, obviously. Hell, in the Justice League, like Snyder Cut, there's not a huge explanation for why Aquaman's suddenly involved. Hell, even in the fucking Justice League, there's not like a huge explanation for it. He just appeared.
Bruce seeks him out. Bruce sought him out and was like, "The threat is coming. I'm trying to build a team."
Oh, I know. I mean, yeah, like I know he builds the team and everything. Yeah, but, like there's no integrated version of why, like, oh, I have to do this to save my kingdom or 7 of them or whatever. It's not. He could have just not shown up after those recruiting talks, and it would have just been the same film without him.
In some ways, maybe.
I mean, he was crucial to the progression of the film, but I'm just saying, like, the action, story, the narrative, if he had just sat downstairs in his water kingdom and said, no, this is what I'm going to focus on, I feel like that would have been like a line from Wonder Woman somewhere where she says, like, no, he's going to focus on his kingdom. We have to go on without him. And we would have moved on if that's the movie he wanted to make. Instead, he's there, and that's great. I loved him. But, I don't know, it's not that he's so integrated that, like, we have to have an explanation in Aquaman 2 about what the whereabouts are of the rest of the Justice League. It's not that.
Yeah.
This can exist by itself.
I think the original plan was, they were going to do a Michael Keaton cameo because at the end of The Flash, spoilers if you haven't seen that, Barry was supposed to come out of the court, and then Bruce Wayne would pull up, and the Bruce Wayne that got out was supposed to be Michael Keaton. Mm-hmm. And Barry was supposed to be joined by the rest of the League and Supergirl, and he would realize, Kara Zor-El exists in this timeline. So there were supposed to be things that changed, Kara Zor-El being part of the universe suddenly, and Michael Keaton now being Batman. Mm-hmm. There's no more Michael Keaton. But at the end of that, there was supposed to be a point where Ben Affleck's Batman contacts him and says, like, find me, Barry, or whatever, find us, or something. So there was supposed to be like a hint at a continuation. So I think what they were going to do, because they were going to have Michael Keaton's Batman be like the old grizzled Batman who's like the Nick Fury of the multiverse.
Right.
And he was going to show up in Aquaman. But then regimes changed. Then they brought in Ben Affleck because they were like, we're going to tease something different. because now we're going to do Ben Affleck again.
Also, we won't emotionally abuse you on set if you join us again.
Yeah, and then they shot that, and then regimes changed again, and I think they probably will cut it. That's my guess, but who knows?
Yeah.
You know what would be dope, though, is if Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton both showed up together. It's like, Arthur, we know you just talked to Barry. You slept in a puddle. We need your help. You know, like something's going down. And then like Gunn is tying together a big multiverse. That would be cool.
That would be.
That's what I want.
The dumbest version of that's possible is like, instead of Clooney getting out of the car, it's like he gets out of the car. But in theory, we didn't see the other people in that car, maybe. And then like Keaton and Affleck both also get out of the car and just stand in front of him. And they're like, you have 3 choices. And it's like some fucking side quest from a mid-90s game.
Mm-hmm. Or Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Where they just like all look at the camera and go.
And then like Barry touches one of them like, I don't know which one to do. You make your choice. Trust your heart. And he touches one of them and like his finger turns yellow for a second. Like, just pure side quest.
Finger turn yellow.
Just side quests are always kind of like light colored when you choose them. That's all. Yellow is like a bad color to pick when I'm talking about the Flash.
You touched Keaton, your finger went yellow. He's the PP Batman.
You're right. Light
He's the
green,
PP Batman.
Is light green not a Flash that I could pick right then? Seafoam. Is there a Seafoam Flash?
And that's how he gets his villains. Like,
I don't think there's one of those. Is there Cobalt? Wait.
Yeah. Yeah, if you touch Keaton, you go yellow and you're reverse Flash.
Yeah.
If you touch Ben Affleck, you go
Just
white.
Go deeply gray?
White and gold.
Charcoal. Slate, maybe.
And you're
not Slade, unfortunately. Slate.
Anyway. So, Entertainment Weekly again. James Wan. God, we are just all over the place. Like, how did we get here?
Yeah.
We've only got a few pages. I'm not like on the third story. Jesus.
Shit happens, man.
I know. Entertainment Weekly, James Wan, will he direct Aquaman 3? He says, the beauty of this movie, this Aquaman world, is that very early on, we always said that we are our own separate universe. My goal was always, if we could spin off a Seven Kingdoms universe, that would be my ideal dream. So what we do, ultimately, doesn't get affected by all that stuff, all that noise, aka the DCEU's death, rattle,
slash birth. It's confusing.
And he did downplay the reports that there were multiple reshoots. He said that they had a shooting schedule, but it was broken up to accommodate its cast. And he did not dispute the THR report that Gunn weighed in on the new one, on the new cut. He says, I've known James since way back. We're horror guys, and so I'm definitely open to ideas. But at the end of the day, this is my movie. He didn't say he was returning for an Aquaman 3, but he does say that he knows what it would be. He says, what I like between this one and the first one is you really do see the growth of Arthur. He starts off as this kind of wanderer. In the second one, he finally has more of a direction of what he wants to do in his life. If and when there is a third one, that's what it should be. It should be growing these characters, because I think we've set up certain things in a good place in the second movie, and that you can definitely draw upon in a third. I don't have any stories, but growing the characters is the biggest thing that I think the Aquaman movie should be about. But when he was asked about Safran, talking about how Jason Momoa wouldn't be both Aquaman and Lobo, Juan said Jason has always seen Aquaman as a trilogy. He says, what I can speak to is that the Jason Momoa story definitely as Aquaman has more places to go. When we get to the end of this, the answer is yes. I don't know how to answer that without giving things away. But where we go at the end of this movie, it does tee up something bigger. Well, not bigger, but it does tee up a direction for that story, and I don't want to speak to that just because it's the end of the movie. He says, my dream would be to create Seven Kingdom cinematic universe on its own, where we could visit all the different worlds that we sort of touch on these in these two films. Yeah. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is about the growth of Jason's character of Arthur. In the first movie, he was a wanderer, trying to still find out who he is, but in this one, he ultimately becomes the king of Atlantis. So it does sound like he has something of a story.
He has kind of a plan
in his head.
Yeah. I like that. Like, apparently, his entire plan was to build Aquaman, the whole family up, just so he could subject him to the horrors of the Reach and just make an actual horror film.
Yeah,
like I think that was his plan the entire time, was to make a horror film.
Yeah, and they asked him about the new DC universe that Gunn is doing and how that affects him. He says, "Definitely, I'm aware of everything that's happening around me. I use the analogy that I'm living in a house that's getting renovated. And so it's hard to not be aware of the renovation. But that's the beauty about Aquaman 2 and Aquaman 1, is we've always designed these two films to be within their own world. And so the advantage about not being hooked into this bigger universe is ultimately whatever happens over there, it doesn't really affect my movie. And so as you can see in this film, it doesn't hook into anything. It lives in its own world. And that's very much what we found worked really well for us on this first film. And we're doing exactly the same thing here. So sure, there's noises going on, but I'm just in my cocoon in my underwater kingdom. I think he's full of shit.
I think he is too, but that's a great analogy. I like it.
It's a great analogy, but dude, Aquaman 1 plays into like Zack Snyder's Justice League for real.
Yeah.
Like it's very hooked in. And if we're still going with, the same universe, it's whatever, man. Whatever. Like, I don't think
it can be and it can't. They changed everything at the end of Flash, and
it can and it can't. Yeah.
Like, the first thing we're going to see post Flash, where the only thing we know exists, is that there's a Flash, drunk Aquaman, and
as always,
yeah. I don't know how he drinks enough to be drunk, honestly. Like, the metabolism to just absorb everything that's not alcohol is very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
But the puddle splashing drunk Aquaman, Flash, and George Clooney. That's all we know exists right now, right this second.
Mm-hmm.
If we're being real about that universe. Everything else, we'll see.
Yeah.
Attenuated does not begin to describe it.
This is cool. Juan said it is a little bit darker than the first movie, and his second movies tend to be. We'll be introduced to a lot of creepy, scary, Lovecraftian looking creatures. And ultimately, that's what our heroes have to work together to stop this Lovecraftian universe from breaking through into our main world. I saw some of that in that trailer.
There's a little bit.
There's little zombies,
Yeah.
You got Necros over here, like raising the Atlantean dead and whatnot.
Yeah. He does the thing where you shove the trident in somebody's mouth and buy some time.
Yeah, yeah.
I also, my only problem with that, it's like the Kraken is the motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
It's the motherfucker. That's the nuclear bomb of fucking underwater threats in fable, fiction, whatevs. That's it. It's the Kraken. We already did that.
Yeah, but what if they did like a Cthulhu type of thing?
That's basically the Kraken.
Nah, he's different than the Kraken.
Oh, I know. He looks different, but that's the same story, I think. Like, it's the underwater.
They can do whatever they want.
Like, if they do Cthulhu, they have to do like a dark universe kind of bullshit thing. Like, Zatanna has to show up at some point.
I think that's what they said they were doing.
I'm good with that.
Lovecraftian universe breaking through into our main world. That sounds like Cthulhu shit to me.
Yeah, could be.
All right,
I'd be okay with magic getting involved. Just like as far as deep sea magical creatures,
magic is heavily involved in Atlantean culture. In the comics,
deep sea fantastical creatures. That's what I mean.
Oh,
that's it. That's the motherfucker.
You want to know like the biggest bummer though?
What?
Willem DaFoe is not in this movie.
Oh, that does suck. I mean, I could see him not having a place here for sure, but
I'm just gonna start saying that about every movie. Like we're gonna.
Oh, that'd be great.
About, like,
I'm good with that as a general like, through line.
Dude, you know what I'm really mad about Superman Legacy? Willem DaFoe is not in this movie.
Hangover 7 came out the other day, and like, it doesn't have Willem DaFoe.
It's basically garbage.
Yeah.
But no, James Wan said it was part of the schedule was part of the reason was because his schedule didn't work out with them, and they wound up making Atlanta his advisor.
Yeah, so good adjustment, but he's not so crucial as far as performance. Always, goddamn, always.
Oh yeah, but you know what?
Man never bats less than 1,000%. Like But
he was pretty crucial in that first one. But I'm fine with seeing more of Nicole Kidman. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and go like, oh no.
Oh yeah, no, I know what you mean. I just like he always hits when he's on screen, but his role in these movies can be replaced by something.
Yeah,
I will miss him now that you've pointed it out.
Yeah, I know. I think it's time to go.
I'm boycotting.
No, don't, no, please.
Can I boycott just long enough for a break?
Sure, just for a break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we'll talk about Giancarlo Esposito talking to James Gunn, Robin in the Batman 2. Sandman stuff, Blu-ray, Harley Quinn spinoff.
Stop right there. I can't boycott that long. That's I have to hear about that.
All right. Be right back.
I'll just go peep it.
Tinkle, tinkle, little star.
That's the creepiest thing you've ever said to me. If you ever say that to me again, I'll burn your house down.
He'll turn my kingdom to ash.
I'm in a mood. I just watched that trailer a few times.
Are you struggling to conceive? You have options, and at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group, we'll make sure you have the guidance and support you need. PREG is known for individualized fertility care that's unique to every patient. We take the time to provide a reassuring and empowering experience because we believe that you deserve nothing less. Let us help you on your journey to parenthood. Visit us at pregonline.com to learn more. Get the guidance and support you need at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group.
Hey, Dave here. Before we get back into the show, I would like to introduce you to a dear friend of mine, Dove.
Okay, welcome to the cult. Immediate prison.
A Twitch streamer who loves to play all sorts of games.
My wife just handed me a bomb.
And is willing to try out any new ones that catch their attention.
Oh my god, my child is awake. Hello, child. Oh! I threw the child in the air.
Even ones with jump scares.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! That was 3 creepers! Oh my god, he's right there! Oh my god, he's right there!
The best part is, they share their journey with you.
I can't see. I'm trapped. Oh god!
Dove streams on Twitch Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Dovely. That's DOVELYY _. And you can find the link to their channel in the show notes of this podcast. All right, we are back. Jason, welcome back, man.
Hey.
You want to know about Robin and Batman 2?
Goddamn right I do.
Yeah, me too.
Don't keep me waiting with your laughter.
No.
Hit me.
There's nothing. Look.
Hit me.
Look. I can't remember who asked us about this, and I looked around and I can't find the post anywhere, so I'm sorry.
Sorry.
So apparently there were lots of rumors going around. I didn't see them on any of the standard news sites, but a lot of the rumor mills kept saying it's been announced that Robin is in Matt Reeves' The Batman Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
remember seeing that either, frankly, but
there was no announcement. It's rumor. It is the best I could find was some scooper. I'm not going to say their name because screw the scoopers.
Mm-hmm.
Said that they, were privy to things and Robin is in the Batman 2. That's all we've got.
I'm actually going to liken it to this. I'm not giving Nostradamus credit for shit. You can't just say a bunch of wild shit and you happen to do it once in a while and we're like, oh my God, he predicted. Fuck you.
Yeah. And I was very shocked because I saw a lot of different people who normally I would trust to have like actual information saying it's been reported. No, it's not. It's been announced is what they said. That's not an official announcement. That's a rumor.
Is it one of those and yet here we are kind of things?
Well, I mean, no, because I haven't. Yeah, I mean, there's no announcement.
Yeah. Okay.
That is why we haven't talked about it. This started coming out weeks ago.
All right. So our segment is a denouncement.
Yeah. I denounce.
Sorry.
I hope. I pray. It would be cool. I don't buy it. Not yet.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I always feel like we're in a weird position here because, like, if we're wrong, oh fuck. If we're right, we're just kind of assholes.
Look, man, I would rather be the asshole who said, this is a rumor. Maybe it's true. I hope it is, but who knows?
Yeah.
I would rather be that than the Grace Randolphs of the world.
You know what you definitely don't want to be is like the kind of guy who, against all odds and all advice, says something like, there's never going to be a Snyder Cut. That's an enviable position for no one.
Yeah. And for as much shit as people gave you for saying that, you didn't say that. You said, I don't think there will be.
I did give conditions, but that's just because my language generally protects myself the way I speak.
Yeah. But you would have been right. They've said you would have been right if it were not for the pandemic.
Probably. But also in this case.
But you know what else is happening right now?
A fucking
big ass strike. So maybe we'll get that Ayer cut.
So you know what?
Sooner than we think. Who knows?
Bring it to us, David. We know you had more. We know you had more to offer.
Just unzip those slacks and slide that veiny, thick Ayer cut down our throats.
You know, I thought I was going to stop you for a second, but I was like, no. I just want to know where the imagery is going. Because right now, you know, it's gorgeous in a way.
Right.
Yeah. It was colorful, silky, so to speak.
And and as the boiling, bubbling cum slides out of my nose, I'm going to wonder why it's green.
Hey,
and then I'll remember.
Listeners, bye. I appreciate the time you spent with us. I hope you are listening long enough to hear my goodbye speech. I just want you to know we love you, not like he said. And also, I'm just going to cancel myself. Actually, okay, we should see ourselves out. Do you want to just cut the recording?
No, I'm still going, man.
All right, we're just going to go and see.
Yeah,
if 2 or 4 people listen to us.
What? Why are we canceled? all I'm doing is talking about the Ayer cut, man.
Yeah,
it's just a movie.
Well, you said Ayer cut, so maybe it's 6, but
yeah. Just a director's cut. It's a movie, man.
All right, the 3 or 4 people still listening. Hit it up. Yeah, let's.
The 3 people still listening all have damaged tattooed on their forehead right now.
Yeah. And forgot to do it backwards.
All right.
They put the smiley face in the wrong hand.
Giancarlo Esposito, a few weeks ago, this is before the strike, by the way, said that he had been talking to James Gunn about the possibility of being in a movie, and it could happen soon.
I want to stop you right now with a pure fuck yes, please.
Yeah, right.
Please,
I think he wants to play
money.
I think I read somewhere that he wanted to play a hero and not a villain. But you know, he's already voicing Lex Luthor on Harley Quinn.
I know. He voices so many things that no one gives him credit for, except for the actual credits.
Yeah, he's done Ra's al Ghul's voice. He was Black Spider in Assault on Arkham. I mean,
he's been around. Gorgeous voice.
He does,
and an amazing presence on screen.
He does.
I don't know.
That's why I'm like, why are
this man playing anything?
Yeah, which is why you've got to watch freaking Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, you son of a bitch.
Watched a fair amount of it. I just fell off.
Yeah, but you stopped before his character was there.
I'm aware.
Gus Fring is the Mac Daddy, all right?
And if there's ever like a time gap where I can just catch up for 2 years worth of material, I'll do it. But
you have to see the Chicken Man.
Time in a day. It's just limited.
So
I have to watch episodes of Bluey for the 17th time instead, apparently.
Oh, I know. So this is not...
I do love Bluey, so I'm not complaining. But still.
I know you do.
God damn it, you should watch Bluey.
I'm not going to. You know why? Because I told you to watch
I'll watch it if you watch Bluey. I know what you're going to say. I told you
to watch Apple and Onion.
I'll watch it if you watch Bluey. All right.
Apple and Onion is amazing.
Right. Sorry. I'll stop my threats. Go ahead. Go with the actual DC news.
Warner Brothers has suspended their TV deals with Greg Berlanti and J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot amid strikes.
Actually, I'm not surprised about that.
No, they do that so they don't have to pay them. They didn't say they canceled them. They just suspended them.
Yeah.
They do that.
I don't think JJ has actually accomplished too much during his little tenure over there.
Yeah, look, they were not the only ones. They also did it with Greg Berlanti, Chuck Lorre, Bill Lawrence, our beloved, John Wells, Mindy Kaling. I mean, yeah, it's everybody.
Those are good names, and no, it just didn't amount to much. It happened.
Those are a bunch of good names and Chuck Lorre. I don't know what to tell you.
I would love to see Chuck Lorre actually try something, like in the dramatic sense.
Yeah. You know what? I'll give him this. I will give him this. On waiting for like Big Brother or something to come on, I have seen Young Sheldon, and it is way better than Big Bang Theory. It is actually damn compelling.
That's a good point. I'm wrong. That is actually a solid show. I've walked in and out of it a couple times just because, my wife watches it. But that was solid. That's a show I would have watched. And what's weird is I was tainted by the history of it. So I wasn't invested in any way.
Yeah, like the CBS commercials make it look like absolute ass. But if you actually happen to like stumble upon an episode, it is not bad television.
It actually does invest itself in the episode, and there's good writing. And
I do remember thinking the greatest tragedy of this show is that it is tethered.
Legacy of?
It is tethered to the Big Bang Theory, which is just...
Oh, how much worse would it have been if Young Sheldon was a hit and they tried to release that afterwards? It lasted like 4 episodes.
Yeah, I don't think Big Bang Theory would have... One, I don't think Young Sheldon would have maintained an audience enough to last this long if it hadn't been tethered.
Current numbers, completely agree.
To that.
Alternate universe where that was the one that hit and the other one came afterwards?
Yeah, but if Young Sheldon had come first and then they tried to do a Big Bang Theory, I don't think they would have done Big Bang Theory the same way. And it may have been salvageable for me in that way because I don't think they would have done Laugh Track.
That's a good point. They probably would have avoided that. And I might have enjoyed it more in general. Yeah. No, I like the universe you've built here.
Yeah. So if you do like post Young Sheldon Big Bang Theory, suddenly it's feeling a whole lot more like a Bill Lawrence show.
Yeah. I could dig that.
I think anyway.
Yeah. I'm on board. You've described a thing I think I would watch.
Excellent. DC is doing a Batman 1989 live 35th anniversary concert tour. They've partnered with TCG Entertainment, and they're going to do this.
How many holograms?
As far as I know, all this is they're going to be playing Batman the movie, and they're going to have a live orchestra. They're going to have symphony halls. They're going to have orchestra playing the soundtrack while you watch the movie.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. We're going old school theater here.
It's like the DC's and Concert Series. That's what it's called.
Gotcha.
And it's starting in Los Angeles. By the way, they are going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. I looked at the listings. They're also going to be in Paris and London. And this DCFilmsandConcert.com if you want ticket information and you want to see the schedule. I don't know. Like, it says those who attend the concert will see the film projected onto a larger-than-life screen as Danny Elfman's musical score is performed by the live orchestra, all accompanied by spectacular stage lighting over the course of 2 hours. Guests are also encouraged to dress up as their favorite DC superhero, and there will be post-event autograph opportunities and themed merchandise to add to your Batman collections. Batman from DC in concert will be PG-13. Yeah, so I don't think it'll be something I ever go to, but it feels like something a lot of our listeners might want to try.
Oh, for sure. I would probably try it if I could get to it. Not saying I can't. I'm interested. I might try.
I know they're going to be in Atlanta, Georgia, and they're going to be somewhere in Florida.
Florida's out of the question, but Atlanta.
Yeah, that's like a 6-hour drive for us. But
that's just to get to the tip of that little fucker.
Yeah.
But Atlanta, just over there a little bit.
Yeah, it's like 2.5 hours. Yeah. So it's not the worst.
It's like every time you look at a map, oh, it's 1 hour 45. It's 2.5 hours minimum, you bastards. Everyone wants to be here.
Uh-huh.
So I'm really excited. See getting into that, though.
It would be a neat experience, probably.
Yeah. I'm not hating that at all. I like the idea of it in general.
Yeah,
probably would.
They've done it for
really
like Star Wars and shit, you know?
Yeah. I could probably, I don't know, specifically for that film, would really enjoy it, I think.
Yeah, it's a fantastic score, and in the actual movie, the score is really muffled and shitty.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Not to be a dick, I don't want y'all coming after me like, that y'all come after Gunn for not liking the movie.
No, and I'm
just saying
I think
the sound
that is the reproductions of what has happened to it that made it worse.
Well, Elfman said he heard it in theater and was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, but that was theater in 89. Like it wasn't giving him, he was not listening in his studio to what he was listening to at any other point.
Yeah. You know what's going to be weird though is it's going to be like, if I ever hear this thing like really remixed and remastered, it's going to be like, my mom used to have this cassette tape of the Cars greatest hits, and she left it on the dashboard and it melted.
I can't.
So there's
Yeah.
it melted. So like I got used to hearing the song when it was like do do do, but on her version it went do 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 do.
The warbles, man.
And
The warbles.
and then like years later, every time, even just because I was a kid and that was like the way it got imprinted in my brain, whenever I hear the actual like playing on Spotify or whatever, or one of my Cars CDs or records, God help me, because I like the Cars.
God help
Cars a lot. It doesn't have that. So I'm wondering
it sounds
if
crisp.
yeah,
As though it was
you
recorded.
just don't. Yeah, and but I miss the. I wonder if I'm gonna miss like the shitty score mix
Oh, you
on
will.
Batman '89.
You will for sure. I mean, the warbles crack me up for a lot of reasons because, like, I'm old enough as well to understand warbles. The studio that I recorded our theme song in, the current one at least, is it had a machine in it that intentionally would create the warbles if you put the track through it. We obviously didn't do any of that, but it was just neat to that was like a thing that people were considering. And it also, I've heard warbles in like modern indie songs that I thought were cool as shit because it's kind of a fun effect.
I swear to God, I think if I had that cassette and like somehow was able to resurrect Rick Ocasek and played it for him, he would be like, shit, we should have done that all along.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much better.
Absolutely.
He's like, what did you do to get that effect? My mom placed it on the dashboard in the hot summer sun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, even the low key controlled version of that. What did you do to make that tape make that sound? Well, what I did was I grabbed the entire little what is it, like a 18? Not even that. 16 by 4 by 4 little tape deck. Well, what'd you do? I grabbed it really hard. Just sort of handled it for a second and it made this sound.
Yeah.
Where'd you have the tape?
Yeah.
You have to put it in the left one, not the right one.
So the Sandman is coming to Blu-ray.
Yeah, hey.
I'm excited about it. It's a gorgeous looking set. It's just season 1, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I like when Netflix shows come to DVD and Blu-ray because it gives them another reason to put more out. It's like, oh, hey, we made money on this one. Yay. Releases on 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and DVD on November 28th, but you can buy it on digital if you don't want to support Netflix for some reason on September 18th. These special features include the Sandman behind-the-scenes sneak peek. I wonder if that's in season 2 or season 2 or what, or in the World of the Endless. I don't know what that feature is, but that's what they listed. I loved the first season, or the first volume, however they're going about it, and I will happily place this on my wish list and hope someone buys it. Yeah.
At this point, gaming on the streaming services is fucking killing it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Gaming is the real Mac Daddy.
Can't say that with any more obvious context. Oh, my God.
And last piece of news, they put out a Kite Man Hell Yeah trailer, spinoff of Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot to talk about. It's coming in 2024. The trailer is hilarious. I'm gonna put it in the show notes. You gotta go check it out if you haven't seen it already. Like, right out of the gate, he's at Noonan's. He's talking about being in his room and not masturbating, even though his mom was accusing him of it. Oh, actually, you know what? That's not my last piece of news. Do you have thoughts on the Kite Man trailer before I hit the last piece?
That's quick. All right.
I know. Like, I mean, you usually have thoughts, and then that'll spur more thoughts from me. But
I mean, whew. All right. So, Kite Man. Oh, holy fuck! Can't believe you're here. Sounds great. I feel like any, I don't know, a reaction I might have to Kite Man would be equal and exactly the reaction he would have to existing.
Yeah.
Or just being elevated in general. But that's cool. I like that guy.
I do too.
God damn, he's been such a fun character. I'm glad they spun him off.
I am really glad they spun him off. And I love this version of the character. I would watch the hell out of that too. Mm-hmm. But there is like a little angry, bitter, dirty part of me in the back of my head that's just mad that it's not Jeffrey Combs in the Brave and the Bold version.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I get it. But this guy created a whole new version, and goddamn him, it's working out great.
Why must God always condemn everything for you, Jason?
Nah, that's how I talk.
I know.
It's easy to invoke that if you don't actually believe in anything.
I understand. It is a satisfying set of syllables.
Quite easy.
It's
I could do it again right now, just for practice.
when I start thinking about like Jason's praising this man, yet he requests for God to damn him.
If you also grew up with like 16 years of religious verbiage, it's going to sneak in even if you don't actually care anymore.
No.
And if that's a problem for anybody, oh my God, let's talk. The irony of that sentence, right?
Yeah. So yeah, Kite Man looks great. I'm excited about that show. I need to catch up on Harley Quinn because I haven't watched a single frame of season 4, but now it's all
so
available to stream.
It is so much
I know. Fun. I want to watch it. I just
having a great time.
I need it. I've got to get through. I got to finish Good Omens, man.
I know.
Finish Good Omens.
Oh my God. Oh dear
I just haven't
God.
had time.
Can we make Good Omens a Patreon?
A DC property? Oh.
Can we make it a property? No. Yes, that too.
You know what? If you
know
want
what?
to talk
Actually,
about...
no, that's wrong. Let's not make that anything connected to DC for a second.
Yeah. But okay, if you want to do a Patreon Good Omens conversation, I'll do that with
Oh,
you
fuck. Yeah, please.
When I finish it, we'll talk about it.
I'll just start watching again just to catch up again.
I've got 3 episodes and I'm done.
It was so much fun, man. So much fun.
I know. And I am deeply jealous. Jason's got Crowley glasses all over his house.
I do.
So
they looked practical one day, and yet also they were Crowley glasses.
Yeah. I know. I like how you had to get the blue and silver ones too.
They came as a package.
They were nice.
They're pretty.
They are pretty. Last bit of news. Remember when we talked about Adam West was going to be on Batwheels posthumously? Mm-hmm. And we were like, how are they even doing that? What are they doing? It turns out they released this clip. It was a fun little clip, but they took previously recorded dialogue from another project that West did prior to him passing away. So they've kind of constructed the dialogue, even in the clip. It almost feels like they're making fun of the facts because it's like the little robot is bringing the main Batmobile character to, is like, oh man, things were different in his day, and they bring him out and they're like, we call this car Adam, and he wheels out and it's the 66 Batmobile, but he's, saying shit like ahoy chum or something.
Yeah.
It's not problematic, it's cute, but they did use, I guess it was like outtakes from a previous thing, but they were trying to like, I don't know, it's sort of like he's just sort of ignoring him and just saying like, oh, we must be vigilant and blah blah blah, and the other Batmobile's like, is he like, can he understand me? Because I'm not sure I understand him. That's
a good joke.
The little robot goes like, oh, he understands. He has a different way of doing things and talking.
I like the disconnect though. That's a good joke.
Yeah. And that's only a small amount. And I think they aired that tonight on Cartoon Network. So you guys should be able to find it somewhere. Batwheels is not a bad show, by the way. It's fun. It
really is fun. I've watched it in the background a couple times. Well, I say in the background. I watched the first episode like diligently with my daughter. And then after that, it was kind of like,
in the basement holding your dick.
Yeah. Not out loud. I held it inside my pants.
Uh-huh.
This shit matters, man.
I know. I'm just saying.
It wasn't.
You watched one episode with your daughter, and then you said, "This is too much for me. I can never watch this with her again. I will watch every subsequent episode in the basement."
It was not exposed
while holding my dick.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was out. I just said you were holding it.
Yeah. Well, that's
as
fair.
if to cradle it, and maybe to imagine that it was a stick shift of the Batmobile.
Yeah. And
it is shaped like a bat on the tip, just like the Adam West Batmobile clutch.
Well, and being not a car guy, it was more of a carrying job. I was kind of carrying the dick because I don't actually care that much about any of that shit. How many horsepowers? 17,000. Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds plausible to me.
Yeah, but you say it a little lazily. You're like, how many horsepower? Back to the dick. Sorry.
Every time I'm like, how many cylinders? 6? You're like, I thought he said 8 cylinders.
Yeah. Like, I've got a 8-cylinder
Yeah.
right here for you. It's, let's end the show.
Is that a carburetor? Oh, I thought he said a masturbator.
Catalytic converter.
I want to end it with one prediction from
Cataclytic converter?
Oh, this should die now. I'm going to end it with one prediction from one Pud 333.
Sure, man. I love a good PUD prediction.
We should put a pin on it now.
Pudcrastination.
Yeah. Please no more. That's
No. Should it be PUD? What is that word?
what? Procrastination.
Prognostication.
Oh, prognostication. A pudnostication.
A pudnostication. That's what I'm looking for.
No, actually, that's kind of fun. It's a pudnostication 333. It actually, that makes it sound way more fun than Nostradamus. Oh, God.
We should make this like an actual part of the show.
We're going to install that as a part of the show at this point.
Yeah, that's the part of the show.
Hold on.
The Pudnostication. Pud is a friend of ours. We met from this show, doing this show on Twitter, and he's a fine man, an artist, and a poet. And
hold on, if you can hear it in the mic, that's the sound of me writing Pudnostication.
Pudnostication.
And a giant circle. Hold on. Yep, just making that a thing. His point, entirely valid. The strike, God help us all, and honestly, God help the studios. Fuck you. Just make this right.
Yeah.
By the way, if you had any reservations about where I stood on this, and probably where Dave does, fuck you, make this right. God damn it.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, pretty close.
His approximations for Aquaman's release.
I'm a fan of a deist god, you know? You're like, oh, God help, God, you know, damn everything. And I'm like, you're an atheist. Why do you do that?
God's simply a concept, a human
I like
concept.
a clockmaker god.
Yeah, a deism thing.
They just set the universe in motion to move back and kind of be, you know, I'm going to go off to Alpha Centauri or the Andromeda Galaxy or something.
Same set of language either way. His point was the strike will leave people hungry for content and probably increase the Aquaman numbers. He's probably right.
That's a pretty good theory. I did see him say
Great
that.
take.
And you know what I thought is there's so much bullshit for people to get caught up on. Maybe it will and maybe it won't. Like because I know like I'm using the strike quite happily to catch up on stuff like Good Omens.
Oh hell yeah.
And to catch up on, in a minute, Harley Quinn. And as I've said before, me and my wife rewatching for the first time since we were kids, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. we've got 2 Dr. Quinns we're watching.
I only saw on Channel 18 in a vagary of things that I could not get around to because they never aired at the right time.
I peered it through a vagary.
And TNT, back when TNT was not a thing. That's a real thing, and if you don't think I'm doing heathenism bot, you're wrong.
I recalled it once. It appeared to be in
It
a
was
vagary.
over there. Couldn't get to it.
It vomited on my chest
No.
while I humiliated a pheasant.
Of course.
All right. You know what? We should go.
Yeah, we should call it.
All right. Thank you to the patrons. Patreon.com/DC on screen. You know, hopefully I'll finish Good Omens soon, and me and Jason will have a conversation about that. And I won't remember much, and God knows Jason won't.
The absolute fuck I won't.
But
I have waited for this for so
Yeah.
long. I'm only half kidding. I really have been waiting to talk to you about this for a while.
yeah, I know. I told him I was watching Good Omens in a couple of days. I walked outside, and he wasn't at work. He was in my driveway holding his dick.
Watch
I was
more.
like, why?
Yeah.
Does this always involve holding your dick?
Watch
Jason?
more. What? Watch you jacking off more? No, go inside and watch more
I'm
of the
keeping
show.
it warm. I'm trying to get this vein from popping out.
I'm out here to ward you off, not to entice you. Go inside and watch more of the show.
Until next time, keep some DC on your screen.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Hey, thanks for listening to DC On Screen. Our theme song is by Jason Goss and Michael Shackelford of Galactic Engineers. The incidental music is by Michael Shackelford and Kevin MacLeod. You can rate the show on Spotify or rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Doing that really helps push our show to new listeners, so your help would be much appreciated. You can also contact the show at DC On Screen on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or email us at dconscreen@gmail.com. To become a patron and get ad-free episodes and exclusive content, go to patreon.com/DCOnScreen. Your reviews and feedback may end up on a future episode of DC On Screen. DC On Screen is a production of Maladjusted.tv in association with Stranded Panda. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever damn platform you use.